Alright, bitches, so we're on to episode 23 of Dragon Ball Super. This episode is called The Earth and Gohan in Dire Peril. Come quick, Son Goku! Alright, so this episode picks up with the aftermath of Piccolo getting blasted by Frieza's, full power death beam, or I guess this probably wouldn't be full power since Frieza is eventually going to get stronger. But it looks as though Piccolo might actually be done. Very sad. Why do they gotta sacrifice my boy Piccolo? Hurtful. Very, very hurtful. But even Bulma is like, Piccolo, what are you doing? Get up. And Trunks kind of mentions, like, yeah, I can't sense his energy anymore, so it doesn't look like Piccolo's gonna be getting back up. Alright, so at this point, it cuts over to Goku and Vegeta. They're sparring, looking very powerful, looking like their training is going good. Beerus continues to eat the pizza and finally finishes it off and tells Whis that he wants more. Now, Whis, basically says, like, that's it for the pizza, and Beerus gets really upset and demands, like, now, more pizza, and it's, fuck, that's how I am right now. That pizza looks so damn good, I want some. But Whis elaborates on how it was Beerus who told him to put Goku and Vegeta into that place. And it appears to be connected to Whis' staff. Possibly they're actually inside of Whis' staff. Kind of hard to tell, but Beerus, it's like, yeah, okay, bring them out, I want pizza. So Whis pulls Goku and Vegeta out and then heals them, which is obviously very important since they're about to obviously go duke off with everyone on Earth. Then Whis, summons more pizza boxes, but they're all empty. And then that's where Goku goes, oh, yeah, thanks a lot for that. If it wasn't for that food that was in the staff, we would have starved to death. And Beerus loses his shit, like, you ate my pizza! And so, it kind of leads to a very comical scene. At this point, Whis notices the message from Bulma, talking about the strawberry parfait and whatnot, and Beerus is very, very intrigued by this, and so, they bring up, a whole thing with Bulma, and, they're able to see about Frieza, Piccolo is done, the Earth is in big trouble, and so Goku is like, okay, Whis, take us back to Earth, quick, and Goku and Vegeta are told that it actually would take 35 minutes to arrive on Earth. So that's not exactly a viable method, because back on Earth, Ginyu wants to kill all of the Z fighters, and, Frieza thinks it would be very hilarious if Goku would arrive and all of his friends would be dead. So Beerus tells Goku, just use the instant transmission, to which Goku replies, it doesn't really work, without him being able to sense an energy source, and because the Beerus' planet is so far from the Earth, he can't sense anyone's energy on Earth. Now it goes back to Earth, and it shows Gohan is very upset with himself that he didn't continue training. He says, if I had continued my training like my father, Piccolo would still be alive. And Krillin, tries to talk Gohan out of that, saying, stopping training to be with your family, there's nothing wrong with that. But Gohan, fully powers up and goes, his strongest maximum power. And his body is pretty battered from the attacks by Frieza. So it appears as though, Gohan is able to power up like this, but he's not really going to be able to do very much after it. Now, he completely, powers up so much that you see, his Super Saiyan energy, fly high into the sky and stuff. And then at that moment, you see Goku is able to, feel Gohan's energy. And, Vegeta grabs onto him and they teleport just as Frieza is about to shoot a death beam to take Gohan out. Because after going full maximum power, he kind of, he looks almost zombie-ish. His features, he's very pale and stuff. His injuries are too much for his body to sustain the Super Saiyan. And he did talk about how his training, his lack of training, is preventing him from going full power. Just as Frieza shoots a death beam to kill Gohan, Goku and Vegeta show up, and Goku, you know, bats it away. Typical fucking Goku. This is, I don't know how many times this is where Goku arrives, like, in that second to save someone, and everyone, oh, Goku is back. Like, at this point, you know, this is fine for this saga right here, because the Resurrection of Frieza movie was, you know, like one of the first things of Dragon Ball Z in many, many years. That and the Battle of Gods movie. So, you know, they're going along with the typical Dragon Ball Z tropes and stuff. That's fine. But I hope this doesn't happen again in Dragon Ball Super, because we will really be in the Dragon Ball GT trap. Because, I mean, let's really go through it. So, I think the first time Goku, like, shows up, like, knocks a motherfucker out, and stands there posing, having just saved the day, and it's like, oh, Goku is here, is when Tien was trying to seal up King Piccolo, and Tien was getting his shit worked by, who was it? Was it Drum? Yeah, I believe it was, Drum was beating the shit out of Tien, and, you know, Tien was about to be killed, and then Goku shows up at that moment, and they're like, oh, Nani! I thought he was dead, and, you know, Goku's doing his super nasty pose. The next time that happens is probably when Goku defends Gohan from being killed by Nappa. That's 2. Then a third time would be when Goku arrives on Namek to stop the Ginyu Force. That's 3. Then, when Goku arrives against Frieza is 4. I don't know if I would really count the time when he arrives back after Trunks kills Frieza. That's not really a countable one. I also don't think to count the one when Goku shows up to save Tien and Piccolo against second form Cell. That's not really what I was talking about. But still, that is a number of times. And then, like, far in the future, Goku does it when Super Buu is about to finish off the planet. So, you know, this has happened over 5 times. Like, this is not something that's just happening for the first time. So, I would just like to not have this happen again. But we'll see. I'm sure this is going to happen 5 more times. Goku, quick! Save us from, you know, Cell Volume 5 in 100 episodes or some shit. Now, Goku tells Gohan, like, good job. It was thanks to powering up to full that I was actually able to get here. So then what he does is he tells Gohan, like, it's okay with Piccolo. We could use the Namekian Dragon Balls to wish him back. And then he grabs Piccolo and instant transmissions away, which I find very interesting because Frieza recognizes the instant transmission move and actually attributes it to the people from planet Yardrat. So that is interesting that Frieza knows what that technique is. Goku arrives back, and he tells Goten and Trunks to go to, you know, Kami's Lookout where Dende is and tell Dende what happened. And Goku says that's where he took Piccolo. Goten and Trunks want to watch the fight, though, and they're like, no, like, let us watch. And then, like, you hear Vegeta's like, Trunks. And then, like, the camera, like, zooms in on him really quick, and he's like, do what he says. And Trunks is like, okay, Papa. Like, that shit is hilarious. So at this point, like, we're starting to get a look. It's very good. Mad Goku. You really don't see Mad Goku that often. And, you know, I am going to be enjoying this part, because Goku, obviously with Piccolo having been killed by Frieza, the stakes are a little higher. Like, it's like, alright, Goku, like, less fucking around. Someone is already dead. Vegeta kind of theorizes that the Dragon Balls were used to bring Frieza back, which obviously we know is true. Then Frieza goes on and on and on and on about, you know, the torture in Earth's hell with the parades and the fun and the teddy bears and strung up like a cocoon. And it's like, you know what? Shut the fuck up, Frieza. Maybe you shouldn't have been so evil, you prick. Maybe that would have helped out. So then at this point, Ginyu drops down and he's like, I'll take them on, Lord Frieza. And both Goku and Vegeta seem to be a little amused that Ginyu is back. Goku's like, oh, it's you. Yeah, I remember you. And Vegeta, like, no fucking around, instantly just, like, goes up to him and, like, is like, alright, fuck you, Ginyu, and uses, it appears to be his Gallic gun, and he instantly kills Ginyu. So that's it. You know, that closes the circle. Vegeta officially killed every single member of the Ginyu Force now at this point. I guess that's pretty interesting. And Goku does say, like, Vegeta, you didn't have to kill him. And Vegeta says he did it just so that Ginyu wouldn't interfere with their match with Frieza. Then at this point, Frieza admits that he underestimated Goku before. And he says, you know, he's not going to fuck around this time, and he's going to start in his final form. So Frieza begins powering up. And it is interesting, just in the time of his, like, power up, he kills, like, all of his soldiers, because there's still a lot of Frieza soldiers that were left. And Frieza, like, the energy release from Frieza's transformation kills all of the soldiers who are around. It actually does appear to be a very similar scene to when younger Toguro assumes his final form and kills many members of the crowd in the Dark Tournament. This is very similar to the way Frieza takes out all the soldiers by transforming. And, you know, Frieza talks about how he's a lot stronger because he did training, he had never worked so hard. Goku is very impressed with Frieza's power, and, you know, he mentions it's a shame you're evil because you would have been a very good rival. And so Frieza is powered up into his final form, and he kind of, like, powers up, has, like, his purple aura. And Goku, like, assumes a fighting stance, and Frieza's a little surprised and says, you're not gonna transform into Super Saiyan yet. And Goku, this smug motherfucker, true Goku, smirks and is like, I'm not gonna need it. And then he kind of, like, just activates, like, you know, his aura, you know, like a white aura. And it is a very good drawn shot. The very final shot of the episode is you see Goku powered up and then Frieza powered up, and they're ready for their clash to begin next time. In the preview for the next episode, finally it's going to happen. We see it. Goku assumes the Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan form. I am going to be very, very curious to see how this is explained next time. Fuckers.